Bones know a storm's coming.
Huh, this should be interesting. On day one of the Forged in the Barrens expansion, we played with a couple different decks using Bru'kan, but this deck uses Bru'kan and Blademaster Samuro, so if you have diamond copies of them, you can play both potentially in the same game. The direction this deck took was a lot more aggressive than the other versions we played because we wanted to make sure we could get full value out of Blademaster Samuro with buff cards like Rockbiter Weapon, Whack-A-Null Hammer, and even Mistrunner. But with Wind Fury effects from Inara Stormcrash, Doomhammer, and Arid Stormer, it's possible to get extra value out of those buffs, even if they don't land on Samuro. And it was just really fun to play around with the Elemental package in an aggressive deck. So check out this highlight and let me know what you think. Imprisoned Phoenix is a 2-mana card, yeah. So no, Imprisoned Phoenix did not make the cut, but you have so much damage in here that you can basically overwhelm your opponent without needing a 30 damage OTK. But you can do a ton of damage with Bru'kan still, because you do have both Dunk Tanks, Serpent Shrine Portals, and Lightning Bolts. Hey, we got in, okay. Maybe Taunt Druid, which would be a little bit of a counter to our deck. None of this is particularly exciting in the beginning. We'd like the Elemental package to start with. Cage Match Custodian is always welcome. Kindling Elemental would be great. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 would be ridiculously broken good start. But if we have to pass on 1, this is still a turn 2, maybe actually probably still a turn 3. Okay. We still have a Doomhammer and the other Whack-A-Null to draw with our Cage Match Custodians. Okay. So Kindling would get us basically 1-2 more in stats out there right now, but let's hold back on that. Nobody expects Tiny Knight of Evil. Oh yeah, that's one of the ones that came back, right, to Standard? I mean, I don't know if you're still playing in Wild now that the expansion's hit. I know you were playing a bunch in Wild at the end there, but I'm curious if you've ventured back into Standard or if you're still experimenting in Wild. My curiosity demands I ask. Okay, if we play Kindling and Arid next turn, we do corner ourselves that without another Elemental, we kind of have to play Gyroworm. So not playing the Kindling is mildly questionable here, but it will allow us next turn to play Kindling and Whack-A-Null and still set up for a Gyroworm to follow up. Okay. Oh, that order. That was a mistake. I should have attacked first, because if it buffs here, then we're sad. Yeah. So that was a 100% misplay on my side. Our opponent has Overgrowth. I wonder if they have, like, if it's a Celestial Alignment Druid. That's entirely possible. Okay. We will attack first this time, unless he clears our board, the rest of our board. But with that kind of a start, I doubt it. Alright, so he's got the mana for Celestial Alignment, if that is indeed what he is. Though he's going to be able to start dropping huge things here shortly anyways. So let's go ahead and get as much face damage in as we can that doesn't require, you know, or doesn't get stopped by a taunt. Nice. And we can probably kill him over the top next turn. Let's see. If he just drops a huge body, we're 1 off lethal. We did play an elemental, so it's okay. If we top deck Gyroworm number 2, that'll be an easy way to do that over the top damage. That is assuming that he drops something big enough to stop everything that's on board. SFX Wiz, welcome, welcome. Thank you for hopping in. Hope you're doing well today. So no, you don't play too much Hearthstone, but if you do log in, there is a new expansion that has gone live today. And so we're already experimenting with it. By the way, we have not drawn either our Diamond Bru'kan or our Diamond Blademaster Samuro. We're just killing our opponent with super aggro from elementals and spells. We didn't even need Bru'kan to take out our opponent. Wait, are we at level 14? How did we get to 15? 16? Okay. Apparently the first levels go a lot faster than I remembered. Okay. First, let's go. Oh, it shifted everything around. With the double diamond deck. DDD. So this has potential for us to play both Bru'kan and Blademaster Samuro in a single turn. Or, I mean, in a single game. Single turn is actually possible too, just probably don't work well together. Alright, Inara is a late game card, and so is Doomhammer. Stormstrike against Priest, not terribly exciting to start with. Probably. Things haven't settled, but yes, we'll find out. Sometimes we coin Arid Stormer on 2. There's Bru'kan. Alright, we didn't see him last time we played this deck. Kain and Talon are the new cards. Oh. Let's just Hero Power. We might not have a target for Gyroworm, so let's hold on. And also this is nice when its rush is actually benefiting. Let's see if this sticks. We lose our activator for Gyroworm, but we have potential to deal 6 damage next turn with Whack-A-Null. Well. Wow. I don't have a way to kill that, do I? I do have a way to kill that, and I guess it's worth it. Or do I just take the... That'll do 10 plus 2, 12 damage? This is questionable. It did? Oh, this is one that requires you to have played an elemental last turn. I, for some reason, thought it defaulted to having Rush and Wind Fury. Okay, that makes so much more sense. It's not as busted, quite as busted as I was thinking it was. Okay. Mist Runner, nice. When we stick a Wind Fury or something. For now, it's a little early. Interesting. So we've got Bru'kan plus Serpent Shrine Portal. And then we've got Wind Fury and Mist Runner. Wind Fury we can go ahead and cast now and discover something else useful. Rockbiter weapon or guidance? Nothing can stop us, no. And let's give her a better chance of surviving. You know those half card legendaries you get in Pokemon TGC diamond cards have that feel to them. Ah, okay. I don't play Pokemon, so I'm not familiar with it, but I can understand where you're coming from. That the diamond cards have a very different feel and look to them. So, fair enough. Wave of Apathy, annoying. It does reduce our damage output by 6. But doesn't stop us from doing ridiculous amounts of damage. So we would have done 6 more damage there, if not for that. Now this is not an elemental. No. Okay. Aww. She served us well for the very short time she was around. Ooh, very effective. Okay. So this is not a great matchup for us. We're going to need the burst damage to finish our opponent off, is what it's looking like. But not doing anything here is not really an option. Is that summon? Ooh. Okay, that's an order punish. Don't play, just collected them as a kid. Okay, cool. But yeah, okay. I'll just take your word at it, or take your word for it. I mean, it does look flashy and stuff, something that would definitely appeal to kids, even more so than the golden versions of cards for Hearthstone. So, like I said, I'm not terribly familiar with Pokemon. I guess we're gonna tempo a Gyro Worm here. And then next turn we'll be able to get a Battle Cry out of one. Favorite Pokemon. I don't want to just say Pikachu because that's the most familiar one. Okay, so we have both diamond cards in hand. Man, this is one where I wish we did have the Imprisoned Phoenixes so that we could pull the 30 damage combo. The order of the cards is not as we might hope. Alright. So Rockbiter is great with Blademaster Samuro when we need to clear the opponent's board, but it looks like he's playing like largely a spells priest and control. You lived in Japan and you're not familiar with Pokemon. Pokemon is not everything in Japan by any means. Let's set up for a Bru'kan. Wait, what?
Oh, you built this for me?
I thought that wasn't around anymore. I thought that was gone. Huh.
These old bones know a storm's coming.
So there's 7. Okay. So, but yeah, no, they're not everything. Isn't Japan just like Pokemon? Yeah, totally. Okay, so that's gonna clear... Actually, no, unless he triggers it himself. Because he's not triggering its frenzy. He's gonna heal for 9, which is annoying. I guess I can say I'm happy that Dunk Tank is not corrupted. Wait. That is... So that's actually only 10 damage. So 1 off lethal that way. Whereas this is actual lethal, since we don't trigger that. Okay. We didn't get to play our Blademaster Samuro, but our opponent had his Diamond Blademaster Samuro. That was interesting. Challenge to piece together everything, and yes, if we didn't have that taunt totem out there, we would have been in trouble. And by the way, I don't think Wrath of... Oh, right, I did say that we were going to look at the 10-year-old going around doing battles with small furry creatures, right? Okay, yeah, let me look at these. So, of course Pikachu, but Pikachu is not, I'm gonna say, my favorite. There are ones that have cool traits. Maybe just Mewtwo is pretty freaking cool. Oh yeah, so let's see, Smash Brothers, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, what were some of the other Pokemon in there? Of course Pikachu was in there. Let's draw. Ooh. Actually, no. Let's hold on to it. Because we could end up hitting Doomhammer and not have a good curve. Oh. Well. Turn 2, turn 3. It's a super secret, right? Bru'kan has returned. He's ready to fight. If we can survive long enough, this is probably a highly aggressive rogue. Soda Pop 276. Roll over your emoji. Yeah, so a lot of these are newer ones that I'm not familiar with. Blastoise, of course, I know. Shadow Mew, I didn't even know there was a Shadow Mew, if there is one. Majority of these I'm not familiar with. Of course, Pikachu, Mewtwo, Pokemaster Pika. Machamp, I vaguely remember. Gengar was interesting. Charizard and Blaziken, yeah. Or Blaziken, I don't know. Blaziken? Jigglypuff, yeah. Okay, let's draw draw a weapon. But we're probably going to Gyre Worm next turn. Take out maybe a... Well, no. He attacked with that last turn, so he's not playing Greyheart Sage as a follow-up. He's just trying to kill me. It's a race. This version does not have the tidal wave recovery and all that stuff to help us last long against aggressive decks. We're trying to be the aggressors, but yet, or, well, semi-aggressors, but we did not draw ideally for that. The ideal is kindling into elemental into Arid Stormer. Now, if we got Arid Stormer as our top deck, I would greatly appreciate that. Right now, Gyre Worm on the 3/1 and the 2/2 into the 1/2 is looking like what we're gonna do. All right. So we have the board. He could backstab the 3/2 if he's got it. But otherwise, we're going to start pressuring him and pummeling him as we build our army and buff them up. We could, if he plays something that we can target and is worthy of a hex, we can Lilypad Lurker, coin Lilypad Lurker, because it will be active. Otherwise, we are breaking our elemental chain. That, of course, is not worth a hex, though. But I'm gonna say Mewtwo, to me, seems the coolest of the Pokemon. Jumping back to earlier conversation. For mystique and power and abilities that I'm familiar with. The Goldfish Dragon, Magikarp into... Oh gosh. Started with a G, I think. Galagos or something like that. Alright. Go ahead and take 1 damage to the face, just so that we can send 2 more damage to the opponent. Dragonite. Was that it? Dragonite? Maybe. Could be. That doesn't sound familiar, though. I think I would recognize it if I heard it or saw it. Huh. So Vivid Spores is in here because it does... Actually, Blademaster Samuro would be great. Yeah. As a way... Wow, that's a lot of damage. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, Earth Shock no longer exists. I think I'm going to Serpent Shrine Portal that. I'm alive at 2. I can Hero Power and get a Taunt Totem. Yeah, I think that's the play. Intriguing. Hey, we got a Taunt Totem. Called it. Only read the dragon part. Oh, Gyarados. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Gyarados. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess if it hadn't evolved or messed with the Taunt Totem, I could have actually been alive there. I don't know that we would have been able to put quite enough pressure. We had a lot of burst damage ourselves. Bru'kan, Serpent Shrine Portal number 2. But our opponent just out-aggroed us. And that's it this time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to tap that like button, smash that subscribe button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We release videos here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Also, if watching experiments live is your thing, check out our stream at twitch.tv/SSAlchemist. We currently stream on Saturdays and Sundays. There's a link to our Discord server in the description as well, if you'd like to check that out. And remember, you're awesome. Thank you for watching, and have an awesome day.
Strength and honor. This is who we